I'm Jeff Natale. I'm president of ErieKIDS, and I'm coming to you with a question that came directly to our website. It was an interesting question, and I thought I would share it with the YouTube community. It's a question about marriage, which is something that ErieKIDS is specifically interested in, and that is maintaining the resilience and strength within marriages. But also, it's a bit of a divergence from our normal YouTube videos, which have been about children and children's mental health. But the particular question was about, that came, what I assumed, from a wife in a marriage who was saying that though she and her husband had been through marriage counseling before, that she was beginning to see some of the same symptoms coming back that happened before they went into the therapy together, and was concerned that because she had been through therapy, was it worthwhile to go through therapy again, or really, I think her question was more just, was there any chance for, or any hope for their relationship? And my response, I think the first two words I said in my response was, of course, meaning of course there's still hope. And I think one of the things that's interesting about therapy from a therapist perspective is this. It really is my expectation, my belief, that therapy is a lot like going to see your family doctor. There are those of us who have natural resources in our lives, and like family and friends, who will never see the inside of a therapist's office, and that's fine. And in fact, it's kind of the way it was always done. So therapy in some ways is kind of an unnatural thing, although I fully support it, of course. But there are others who are less fortunate, and frankly there are other problems that really just can't be handled between friends and family members, or maybe even shouldn't be handled by friends or family members. And that's why therapy is so valuable, and where therapy really shines. But back to the answer to this woman's question, I think one of the things that I would say is, if you have been in therapy and you have felt like the problems that you had prior to going into therapy the first time have come back, I really think it's a good idea to consider the idea of returning to your therapist again. They're there for you more than likely. If you had a good experience with them, they'll welcome you back. And the greatest thing about having been with a therapist before is they know your problems, they know you, and it should be a comfortable relationship. So, by all means, if the things that you were dealing with before have come back to haunt you again, call your therapist again. Certainly you want to try and get through those things on your own if you can, but if you can't, and it really is getting overwhelming and you're beginning to question, feel free to call your counselor. I'm sure he or she would be happy to hear your voice and be happy to hear from you. The other thing, especially in terms of this issue of marriage, it's really important, I found, at least in the treatment that I do, that so much of marriage therapy is just about hope. Having the hope that your partner and you are going to be able to find a new balance, find the love that you once had, maybe even find more improved love and a better functioning. And once that hope is gone, that's a really tough thing to get back. So really, when it comes to addressing marital relationships, it is really, really best to get the help that you need sooner rather than later, because unfortunately, once hope is gone, it becomes much more difficult to find your way back into the relationship, because you may just find that you just plain don't want to, and that's a tough thing to overcome in therapy. So I hope that's helpful, and if you have any other questions you'd like to add or address directly, I'd be happy to deal with them here on this YouTube video site. Otherwise, send me an email at jeff@eriekids.org or jeff@eriekids.com, or you can visit us at www.eriekids.org. Thanks.